Hi friends! Welcome to my channel. My name is Sid and this is Sydney Reads. For today's video, I want to give you some tips on how you can get out of your reading slump. A reading slump is one of the worst things that can happen to a reader. It means that you will be unable to read for a long period of time. The tips that I'm going to talk about today are just some of the things that I did to get out of my own reading slump, and hopefully they can help you as well so that we can all start enjoying reading again. So without further ado, let's start this video. So my first tip is to give yourself realistic goals. When we just get back into reading, of course we want to read as many books as possible so that we can make up for all the lost time when we're unable to read. But the thing is, when you're in a reading slump, you're just not used to reading anymore, and so you have to learn how to get into the habit of reading again. And setting up your goals really high may not be achievable for you as of now. So my tip is to give yourself time to get back into the habit of reading by just setting up very realistic goals. Like for me, last year, I've only read 5 books, right? So I really didn't have any practice on reading a lot. So what I did was I set up my goals as 20 since it's 2020, and also because I know that I can easily read 20 books in a year. So that's just my tip for you guys. Just give yourself a number that looks very achievable for you and very realistic. My second tip is to read only books that you like. There's nothing wrong with DNFing a book. One of the common reasons why we get into reading slump is because we just keep reading books we don't like. We try to finish books even though we're not enjoying them. The thing is, you don't have to finish a book you don't like. Reading should be fun, and if it's not a fun experience for you, it's okay to put the book down. I'm not saying that you have to DNF every book. All I'm saying is, if you're not enjoying a book after a couple of chapters, it's okay to put it down and just pick it back up when you're already in the mood for it. Sometimes it's not because the book is bad or you don't like it. It's just that you're not in the mood for that kind of book. And so you just have to pick up something that you actually enjoy. So my next step really helped me to get out of my own reading slump, and that is to try a different genre. When we like something, it's easier to just stick to it. And that applies to books as well, because we tend to just buy the same books or the same category, the same genre. What we don't take into account is that our tastes can change through the years. So now you're stuck with this TBR full of books that you know you're not going to enjoy anymore because you're not into that genre anymore. Just because you like a specific genre when you were 17 doesn't mean that you're going to like it for the rest of your life. You know, it's okay to try something new. Trying something new can make you excited to read again because you're going to get introduced to a different world or a different setting or a different atmosphere than what you're used to. So my next tip is kind of related to that, and that is to try a different author. Sometimes it's not even about the genre. Sometimes it's about the authors. Again, this involves just sticking to what you know. So sometimes we just stick to the authors that we love. I'm also guilty of this. Like, I try to read authors that I already know because I know that they're not gonna disappoint me. But also, it's just not exciting anymore because I kind of already know how this author thinks or writes, and sometimes they add new stuff, but sometimes it's just the same thing over and over again. There's just no thrill to it. So my advice, if you want to try something new but you want to stick to a genre, Just try a different author. This year, I tried this tip as well. I tried authors like Frederick Backman, Gillian Flynn, like Leanne Moriarty. You know, these authors are very popular in the community. And when I read their books, I realized why they're popular, because their books are actually good. So, you know, don't be afraid to try a different author because they may surprise you. They may be your next favorite author. My next tip has to do with buying books, and that is when you're buying books, try to buy books in different categories. And this is for the people who are trying to rediscover what kind of books they're into. So when you're getting back into reading, you may want to rebuild your entire library, and it's really hard to figure out which books to buy when you don't know what you want to read anymore. And I feel like it will be helpful if you try to buy different kinds of books that you think you may like. It's just nice to have some kind of variety in your TBR, so you have a lot to choose from. Okay, so my last tip for you guys is to read for yourself. What I mean by this is sometimes we just put so much pressure on ourselves. We tell ourselves we need to read 20 books a month, or we need to buy more books, or we need to have like a very nice huge bookshelf. And the reason why we put all this pressure on ourselves is because we see other people doing it, and we see other people on BookTube or Bookstagram having this huge collection or reading 100 books a month. That's actually true. I actually know someone in BookTube who reads 100 books a month. We see all these people and then we feel bad because we're not like them, and we don't have this huge bookshelves or a huge collection, or we're not able to read that many books. I know I said it earlier, but I'm going to say it again. Reading should be fun. And when we put all these pressures in ourselves, it's just not fun anymore. Read whatever you want. Read however many books you want. And buy as many books as you want or can buy. All I can say is that you have to make reading fun again. The way you can do that is to read for yourself and not anybody else. So that's all the tips that I have for you guys. I hope that they're helpful for you, because they sure are helpful for me. And hopefully we can all get back to reading. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and please subscribe to me. And if you have any suggestions, feel free to comment down below. I love reading your comments. Again, thank you so much for watching, and see you again on my next video. Bye!